Alright, so it was what it was. I also wanted to show you the holes on one side of the Model 3 that we have, but not the other. I find it hard to believe that could occur, so I assumed your criticisms were valid, right? Now, let me ask you a question. After traveling around a lot, we discover that you have a sticker on the side of the car that reads "My Normal Life," and others are approaching us to show us their cars and share stories with us about their experiences driving Teslas and other things. Regardless of whether it's the 8-year-old or 6-year-old child that asks, "Hey, mister, are you Sandy Munro?" These guys are genuinely engrossed in this. People are aware of and passionate about Teslas, yet for some reason we keep running into a few minor issues with our vehicle. Meanwhile, I see another automobile that is flawlessly built. Any form of feedback answer or anything else from that would be very welcomed if I had it. Yes, indeed, and whenever someone asks, we suggest that they occasionally take a clean sheet approach. Fitting an electric vehicle, EV, into an internal combustion engine, IC, is a poor fit. As a result, the majority of the cars we are currently working on are brand new designs. We currently have 4 cars under development. Reversing course doesn't really work. For example, imagine you have this elegant Model 3 in front of you and are prepared to take a look around. What would be your first thought? It looks like a mixed bag, huh? At first, you're thinking, what in the world? The paint finish isn't doing the gaps justice. They can see them. But wait a minute, let's change our attention. What matters most in this situation? Yes, the electronics, the drivetrain, everything. As it happens, people, they're light years ahead of the curve. Sandy Munro even said that while everyone else seems to be trapped in slow motion, Tesla is moving at the speed of thought. We'll demonstrate how and why the price of Tesla stock will hit $2,000 in this video. Please remember to like and subscribe to our channel before we get started. Let's get started, and welcome to Tesla Stock News. Do you intend to purchase any Tesla stock? It's like striking gold, and you can participate for less than $30. It's that good. Hey, just letting you know that our stock is selling out quickly, so go back a little. When did you first learn about Tesla, if you recall? Some dismissed it with a "hey, we've seen electric vehicles before" mentality. But when the Model 3 arrived, things really started to shift. All of a sudden, this is a mass-market vehicle rather than merely a high-end vehicle for the privileged. Let's go back to the point of dismantling. This Model 3 is in front of you. How does it feel? Let down, my companions. It's akin to, seriously, this is what everyone's raving about. However, as they say, don't judge a book by its cover. Things started to get fascinating as they probed further. There are spaces in your work that a vehicle could fit through. Hey, look past the obvious. When they got into the details, it was a whole different story. That's when the enchantment transpired. To put it mildly, an impressive electronics engineer. When inspecting the inverter, our specialist Sandy Munro couldn't help but voice his amazement. Its efficiency and amount of precision in its design almost took his breath away. Yes, there are gaps that are visible from a distance, fit and finish problems. And let's not even talk about the paint job. Let's focus instead on the components that really count: the software, electronics, communication systems, and powertrain. They have around 10 years or more of lead over the competition. It's evidence of Tesla's forward mindset. Let us now discuss the driving experience. Munro highlights the transformational effect, particularly when operating automatically. It's like having a mobile personal assistant. But the entire ownership experience is important. It goes beyond simply driving. Conventional automakers generate a lot of money from maintenance and servicing. Thus, they mostly rely on dealership models. With a vehicle that needs little to no maintenance, Tesla completely reverses that narrative. Munro, meanwhile, has never been a lover of dealerships. He talks about how the dealership process left him feeling disillusioned, especially when he bought a Ford Pinto. There was a bitter aftertaste from the dealership's contemptuous attitude and ongoing maintenance requirements. It makes sense, therefore, when he advises selling shoes instead. After all, shoes don't need their oil changed. Moving on to manufacturing, Munro emphasizes the enormous influence of Tesla. Consider the castings for Giga. Munro has been aware of these for many years, but conventional automakers were reluctant to adopt them. It serves as a sobering reminder of how reluctant the sector is to change. However, Tesla keeps demonstrating the advantages of its forward-thinking strategy. Conventional automakers are beginning to pay attention. They're starting to see that trying to stay in the past won't work in a field that is always changing. They are gradually seeing how important it is to innovate, adapt, and welcome change. Munro doesn't hold back. He questions the idea of coming in second in this quick-paced field. Being a trailblazer is paramount. Tesla understands. They leave others in their wake, moving at the speed of thought. To be honest, nobody can recall who finished in second place. Although painful, this reality is essential. Let's now discuss Tesla's development. From criticizing the rear end of the Model 3 to observing the sleek design of the Model Y, Munro has seen everything firsthand. There is no denying the development. Not only is Tesla pushing the envelope, but they are redefining it. Their rate of innovation is unmatched in speed. Let's just say that legacy automakers have some catching up to do. What effect does this have on the price of Tesla's stock then? It's actually quite easy. With its continued innovation, disruption, and exceeding of expectations, Tesla's stock price may reach an astounding $2,000 or higher due to the expectation of future growth. Investors may anticipate substantial income streams in the future due to Tesla's aggressive intentions to enter new areas like energy storage and autonomous driving. This expectation of continued expansion may pique investor interest and raise the price of Tesla's shares. Without a doubt, this makes the $2,000 level price extremely attainable. Let's take a look at the situation that legacy OEMs in the automobile sector are currently facing. Do they really seem to be getting better? Well, Munro says that the future is not looking good. Even while these established behemoths are making an effort to change course and adjust to the shifting terrain, their actions seem like trying to steer the Titanic clear of an approaching iceberg, a laborious, sluggish process full of obstacles. Time is of the essence, and the clock is ticking, despite their best efforts. With Tesla constantly raising the bar, setting new benchmarks, and dazzling rivals with its unrelenting innovation and forward velocity, legacy OEMs are forced to play catch-up. The capacity for quick innovation and adaptation is essential in this quickly changing industry. For legacy OEMs to be competitive and relevant in the market, they need to go through a significant metamorphosis. As Tesla continues to forge ahead with automotive innovation, the issue still stands. Will they step up to the plate and welcome change, or will they run the risk of falling behind? Time will tell. Here's a small insider advice as well. Those limited edition Tesla vehicles shouldn't be overlooked. These are investments rather than merely collector's items. Let's concentrate on businesses that aren't attempting to catch up. Consider Aptera as an example. Their product is ready to go on the road almost flawlessly from the start. It's the making of an unquestionable success story. Finally, there is Rivian. Their creative approach has caused a stir in the automotive sector. Although they have experienced ups and downs, they are making the required changes to provide a vehicle that is inexpensive without sacrificing quality. Let's now discuss Rivian's dual motor setup. This isn't your typical setup. Instead of depending on external parts, it was created inside. The worst part is that, even with just two motors, it has a punch that is on par with that of its quad-motor version. That means substantial cost reductions without compromising functionality. Regarding the traditionalists, Ford is creating a stir with the F-150 Lightning. It's unquestionably the greatest work vehicle available. It's not aiming to be a Cybertruck or a Rivian. And let's face it, I have no idea why anyone thought it was a good idea to bring back the Hummer. As it appears that consumers aren't interested in breaking down premium cars, the Silverado and Cadillac haven't been thoroughly dissected in teardowns yet. And there's the Mach-E Mustang too. It is forging its own route and providing a substitute for Tesla for anyone looking for something distinct. Plus, it's becoming more popular with consumers at a more reasonable price range. The conversation today has illuminated the constantly changing automotive market, with Tesla at the forefront of disruptive technologies and innovation. Watching Tesla's trajectory is evident, from Standy Munro's observations on the company's manufacturing capability to seeking Alpha's pro-Tesla stance. But what does this mean for us now? Are established manufacturers really ready to change course and fight in this modern era? What about investors then? Should they answer the call to action and take advantage of the chances created?